What's cracking, guys? And today I got myself an amazing manga that has some good history behind it and some very unfortunate things that also happen concerning the manga and the author, and it's just something that I don't want it to be overlooked. And it's a manga that's not even typically ever seen in Shonen Jump to begin with, considering it's vastly different from the majority of stuff that you see in it. And that is this manga aptly named RuriDragon, which is the name of the girl, the dragon. It's kind of self-explanatory. You put two things together, bada bing, bada boom. Now, I know what you're thinking, Noble. I have seen plenty of manga out there about dragon girls. I know, you guys have definitely watched Dragon Maid. That thing's super hyped, amazing, great comedy, good stuff, good booba. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh, Luko. Oh my lord. And that's not even gonna mention the other anime series that feature dragon girls out there. Like, I've even watched Dragon Crisis. It was an anime. It had the Cinderella Queen in there, voiced the main girl. I guess that was something. There was Dragonar Academy, which is like dragon in the name. There was Echo there. She was the main girl there too, and she was, a dragon girl. There's so many other just kind of mid-series featuring dragon girls out there, and plenty of other ones out there. Dragon Maid, that we're not gonna say that was mid. That was great. And I'm sure you know Milim from the time I got reincarnated as a slime. That girl was pretty famous and a dragon girl there too. And okay, I'll give you Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. That manga is also pretty good. Maybe I'll talk about it later. It actually got an anime adaptation as well, where Tomoe was a dragon girl there too. There's some good series out there with dragon girls, but this one is a little bit different. Mainly because we all know that Shonen Jump features all the action, like high stakes, end of the world things going on, like My Hero, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, you know, all that good stuff out there that Shonen Jump is known for, action-based anime. But this one out here is focused mainly on slice of life. And this manga itself set like a kind of a precedent, like a new precedent of how well the Cells did. It's like you could barely find it in the bookstore once it was first released, which is incredible on just something that has only a single volume released. I'll get into who the author is who made this work a little bit later towards the end of the video, because I feel like the work I should focus on right now, because, let's see it. What is this amazing thing that we're talking about? Well, let's break it down for you. So chapter 1 starts out pretty interesting. It's immediately, bam, right in your face. This girl got some dragon horns, and she's just kind of brushing her teeth like, wait a minute, what the heck? What all these dragon horns going on there? What do I get all this out there? And it's kind of cool seeing like the art style out there. Again, the art style is not like something that's blowing away like the manga I just covered a week ago out there with the 8-meter tall freaking colossal woman. But the art is still pretty good. And so she goes to confront her mom about said issue, where the mom kind of just looks like pretty much One Punch Man Saitama, plain face out. Just like she's so casual about this like morning, doesn't even react to like the horns. You see these? And the dialogue here is pretty funny. I'm just gonna have to say it, where she's like, yikes, what are those? Don't start with yikes, I woke up with them. Did they grow while you were sleeping? How would I know? I was sleeping. Good point. She's got that sarcasm going on out there, that little bit of snarky teen angst out there. And this series is very, very good at showing off of how snarky this girl is. It develops characters very well with just kind of like this slow and gradual pace of it, usually that you don't see, where like everything's always just zooming along in other shonen series. So any thoughts? I think they're horns. Nothing gets past you. And then she just finally asks, like, why is there horns popping out of nowhere? Well, it could be because half of you isn't human. I know, like, any teenager at this point would be like, excuse me? Beg your pardon? Huh? What is this? What do you mean? The mom just matter of factly just says, see, your dad's not a human being. Like, what? Yeah, your dad's has horns, so now you do too. Here's your toast, by the way. Just have some toast out there. I know you're hungry, have some snackies. Like, kind of weird that you're dropping this kind of bombshell on your kid like that. And there's kind of casual atmosphere kind of goes on where she's just still trying to figure things out, and the mom's just answering matter-of-factly. It's like, what kind of horns are these? Ryu horns. And like, was that Ryu? Come again? Dragon. Dragon. Okay. I'm half human, half dragon, apparently, because my dad is a full dragon as she's biting into this toast out here. I don't know how I feel about this. Yes, I've seen many fantasy stuff out there. I play World of Warcraft, okay? I've played it. There's plenty of dragon stuff. In fact, the Dragonflight expansion out is right now, okay? There's lots of dragon fluffing out there. That's literally the expansion of the dragon furry scalies things out there. It's a little bit concerning. Regardless, though, in fantasy series, dragon fluffing is nothing new. In fact, in Dragon Maid, the main thing that Toru wants to do with Kobayashi is to, well, fluff her. That's her main objective. So I guess this really isn't anything new. So, like, the mom just kind of cares about her day. It's like, well, I got work, gotta head out, you go to school, and, like, I got horns, is this gonna be okay? And mom's like, yeah, is it gonna be any different than any other day? It's not like they're gonna kill you or anything. You're suddenly like, what? Should I really go? And she's like, sure. You know, if you have any problems, just give me a ring. And then she just freaking leaves, bro. But this is where I really like some of the storytelling here, because it gives you like a subtle hint where it's like, wait, mom didn't wear her usual shoes and things like this. So you know something's going on. And it's that kind of subtle storytelling and the kind of slow buildup over time of how this goes on, where it seems very real. And the storytelling really like hits you harder than just kind of like the normal series that just kind of gloss over it, kind of just humor. Like, yeah, humor was still in this, but there was still like some tension here and there, like of her trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And it piques your curiosity, like, wait a minute, so she's gonna be going to school, how are other kids gonna react? Good question. Well, her first interaction is, well, with her bestie, and she's like, what's with the horns? And it's like, I don't know, just kind of woke up like this. No way, you feeling okay? Guess so. All right, let's get going. I honestly, if I was best friends with someone who just had horns growing out of their head, like, I don't know, I'd probably just be like that same way too. So she asked like the normal questions, like, so what's going on there? And she's like, well, apparently I'm not 100% human. What? And she doesn't believe anything like that. And, you know, it's just kind of like a weird conversation, kind of awkward. And she's trying to bring up some stuff here and she touches it. And it's just, it's weird. Would you like someone touching like some bone growing out of you, like groping it like it's some sort of wiener or nipple? I don't know what to say there. It's weird. Obviously, a scene is made at school where everyone's just like, wait, what's with the horns? Yo, cool horns out there. Quit looking at me. And she gets a lot of freaking attention out there, okay? Which is obvious because you're like, what kind of girl comes to school with a bunch of horns? Oh, the teacher just kind of comes in, sees this, casual like, anything you want to say about those horns? Like, I kind of woke up and everyone's like, what, that's just for real? You just woke up and they were there? And the teacher's like, okay, you good otherwise? And I think, well, that's good enough for me. And he just goes on. Now, I'm skimming over a lot of the dialogue out here that really makes it more real and more funny and a lot of stuff out there, but I'm trying to focus in on the fact that it's really just about this girl coming to terms with her being a dragon and her trying to adapt to society and what's going on. Now, I don't know about you, but if I actually did see a girl with some horns growing out next to me, I'd be like, yo, let's get a selfie with this, post this on some social media, and then like the government would be there lickety-split trying to, I guess, probably find out what kind of science is behind this too. So like, I don't know, man. Some girl comes and feels them and is like, hey, the guy asked, yo, can I fend this? And like, no, you can't touch them. That's a girl's thing. That's against the rules. I guess it is kind of perverted. I don't know how I feel. Would you touch a girl's horns? Do you think that's kind of lewd? Is it like touching like one of those girls' tails? I don't know the semantics behind this. But you know that whole spiel about like people taking selfies? Well, it actually did happen in here. It's like, yo, you might even take selfies and people are just taking selfies with the horns now. And then the teacher's like, what's going on here? And then she's like asking for help and it's like, yo, look, those horns are legit. He's like, yo, don't leave the fun out of me. And he goes in there and has some fun too. I don't know. But anyway, everything seems kind of hunky-dory. People are taking this rather well in stride. But this is like kind of where the interesting parts happens, because obviously turning into a dragon is not just gonna stop at horns. And that's when this really good and very dramatic and shocking thing happens, where she's like about to sneeze here and bam, blows out some fire and burns the freaking hair off the guy in front of it. Like just toast the guy's head right in front of him. She's like, what the heck happened? Doesn't understand, falls down, and then spits out tons of freaking blood everywhere. And at this point, you're probably going, oh shit. Wait a minute. This has got heck real now. What the sh? And then the story picks up back again with the mom running in, saying like, what's going on here? Are you okay? And then, you know, the nurse is like, yeah, she's fine. shot flames from her mouth and everything's still good, but she's still got band-aids, burns, and everything on her face, but she's still fine. Again, this is not just shonen magic. There's a little bit of subtle storytelling and foreshadowing of what's going on here. There's little bits and bobs. So like you gotta like take it in stride. So obviously, mama takes kid out of school. And well, they're gonna have to talk about why didn't the mama tell her about any of this freaking hidden history that she had, which makes a lot of sense. And like, I would like to know if I was part dragon or something like that. The mama just said, well, you know, you were just kind of like a normal kid. I didn't find a need to tell you about something that you may not have just had in the first place. And this is where, you know, it gets a little bit more real and you get appreciated a little more. It revealed that the mom was actually kind of freaking out. She didn't know what to do with this because apparently her kid was now part dragon and it's pretty strange and doesn't really understand what's going on either. And she, of course, apologizes for not telling about, you know, the dad is a dragon. And the kid makes something quite an unusual statement out here and telling about father in this whole situation. And she doesn't really care about who the father is because it hasn't been there the whole life. It's only been the mom raising this kid. She says something kind of heartfelt here. And this whole time you kept it a secret, you know, it kind of makes me feel weirdly alone. And that's kind of like a heavy statement coming from like a girl out here, you know, like dang. And the mom, you can just see like the look on her face. That's like, oof. And she takes it with such like a good stride here, like, right, well, thanks, you're such a grown-up now. And then she reveals another bombshell. It's like, well, I actually met with your dad today. And that was the whole switcheroo with the shoes. So again, some subtle storytelling where she actually went up in the mountains, took the day off from work, which she said she was going from, just to talk to this guy to explain everything. And the dad's a little bit of psychopath saying he's like, yeah, he's thrilled. I love that my child is growing up now. I mean, I guess that's good. It's being supportive, but it's still kind of weird that the dad ain't there. So you have some more mysteries like, wait a minute. So this dad's been around this entire time, but he's not actually raising the kid. Like, what's going about? And did this mom actually fluff a dragon? I just want you to know, is this thing not even human? Is that why it's not showing up? Did she actually just have some bestial relations with this thing? Because I know a lot of girls out there that order from baddragon.com that probably enjoy this. But anyway, I guess the mom is basically a scaly at this point, confirmed. I don't know. And the chapter actually kind of ends on like a nice note here where, you know, the classmates still send nice pics, even though she kind of burnt the classroom. No one got hurt there, thankfully, besides, I guess, the hair of the kid, which is kind of sad. And that's really the end of chapter 1. Like this kid coming to terms that they're a dragon now. Just in chapter 1, leaving a lot of mystery, things unsolved, but still having this kind of slow pace, but really a great buildup of all these kind of epic moments. They're not like world-ending things with like the village in danger, other things like that. No, it's actually just a girl going through like these very drastic and real transformations that really like, it shines very good and bringing this to like a reality. Like, this is kind of weird. This would really like disturb you if this actually happened to you. Just great characterization all around here. Now, I'm not going to go too far into like the other chapters out here, but they do great jobs of buildup like through everything out here. Like the mom actually sitting down and trying to get her daughter to control this new flame breath power, even though like they don't know how to control it, don't know what's going on, but she's supporting her, trying to help her like master it. And this girl doesn't know what the heck to do with it. And it shows more subtle storytelling like, hey, you know, her scars are suddenly gone. Like after just a few days, and like she's inheriting more of the dragon blood from her dad. It's also in this chapter where you get like a silhouette of the dad and he kind of does look like a dragon. So it's a bit weird. And I also think it's kind of funny that even though like the audience wants to see the dad, the girl has literally zero interest, is asked if she wants to see that. She's like, no, I hate that guy. And she's like, no interest whatsoever, doesn't even want to see that kind of monster. And it's like, that's kind of fair, honestly. And then explains more of the world. Like apparently there is some new supernatural beings that are out there. There was a doctor out there that has worked with some dragons and other things like that too. Apparently these kind of supernatural beings are somewhat normalized, but not really. It's weird. And obviously they would, because the mom fluffed a dragon. She would have to confront these other people about it too, considering that she had this baby of a dragon in the first place. So it makes sense that all these things kind of happen, but I still kind of a weird mystery of what's going on here. How did this mom even meet the dragon in the first place? And to basically sum up from here, it's her going through all these changes, trying to cope with what's going on, trying to actually blend in with human society too, and make friends, kind of like Komi. But if Komi was a dragon, kind of an outcast, because she's kind of an outcast too and very antisocial as well. But now I'm going to be talking about well, where the manga left off, just on chapter 6. One heck of a cliffhanger. It's so good at these cliffhangers where you really want to see what the heck is going to be happening next to this girl as she's transforming into this dragon, but it's just left off. And that's where I'm going to come into the terrible tragedy here, where the author, unfortunately, he had to put it on indefinite hiatus, Shindo Masaoki. And that's not the full thing here. That's the full tragedy here. No, of course, going on indefinite hiatus is terrible. That was mostly because of, well, his health issues. He's not healthy enough to continue it. And that's not the only tragic part here, because he is a rookie mangaka that just debuted at the age of 17. So he's a young lad that has health issues. And that was his first thing that he started on, because he's published other works here. And let me tell you about them. One being Twin Peach, one being Joreshi Rentaro no Yakusoku, a Sky Clock Count Over, and of course, in 2020, RuriDragon was his one-shot debut there. Basically, he tried for like 5 years, almost straight, only missing 2019, of trying to get serialized in Shonen Jump, where he finally did get serialized with RuriDragon, only to cancel it because of health conditions. And it's such a dang shame that this manga is going under the radar, especially since it made such great waves and other things like that. I just wanted to bring it to the spotlight just in case the man ever comes back into this scene, because the manga did numbers. It sold quite a bit. It's selling out of bookstores. Not quite the best selling of all time out there. I've heard rumors of it actually being some of the top selling of all time, but I haven't found any source on it yet. But I really want this to continue, and I really enjoyed the story, especially since the main character has such like an appealing design. Like, the storytelling is great. Just the characterizations of everyone in there, they're so full of depth, and it's not just, you know, cookie cutter character. It's good storytelling. And it's not something you usually find in Shonen Jump. So I definitely recommend you guys give RuriDragon a good read. Tell me your thoughts and opinions on it. Maybe give the author a little bit of love out there and maybe help support him. I just want to do something to help, you know, give him some love. Like, you know, because he deserved it. So yeah, if you guys like these kind of videos about reviewing like these interesting manga series, well, hit that like button. Let me know, subscribe. I'll do some more. There's plenty of other amazing manga out there, but this one, not just the story, but also the touching story of the author, it made me just want to talk about it. It's such a shame to see this thing fade away. It doesn't deserve to. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you beautiful sons of guns again next time.